Netflix is also trying to get into the sports live streaming thing, just like Amazon is, right? So they have football games being broadcast this coming year.
Netflix does, really?
Netflix,
okay, yeah, because I knew Amazon was advertising that pretty big.
So we'll see how that goes. That's my first point I want to talk about, right?
Yeah, the streaming.
Netflix sucked.
Oh no,
they sucked at it.
Yeah, that's rough.
The stream crashed. So I invited you and Caleb over.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I invited everyone over, but it was a maybe for you and Caleb.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't come over.
Really, it was just like
I'm glad
barely unwatchable, like barely watchable.
It was barely watchable on my phone. Not connected to my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It was barely watchable like on my TV.
On the TV,
connected to my Wi-Fi, right? We would go on to. We actually eventually just went on to Twitch and found people that were pirating it.
Wow.
And watching it live.
Very interesting. Was Netflix the only place it was streaming?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it was streamed by Netflix. That's it.
Yeah, so you had to find, pirators, people who were just
streaming their Netflix account, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
but they either had a good connection or they were able to.
Well, no, because some of the streamers dropped off as well.
Oh, okay, yeah,
yeah. And so we finally found a Brazilian one.
That's hilarious.
That we watched. They were actually a really good streaming service. But then, right before the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight, they got copyright infringement taken down.
Oh my goodness!
Because there was 70,000 people watching their stream.
No way, dude! You can't do some random Brazilian Twitch streamer. That's the most streamers he's ever had, or the most viewers he's ever had.
And also, it's because you guys are sucking.
Yeah, that's
like I am a paying subscriber to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the fight on my Netflix account, and you guys couldn't get your crap together, so I had to go find someone who's streaming it on a Brazilian server.
Yeah.
It was so dumb.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't make supposedly the biggest fight ever, most viewed fight ever, most popular. Maybe you shouldn't make that your first test run for live streaming sports.
For real.
Because obviously Netflix has a good server infrastructure for just like viewing, but not everybody's viewing at the same time. Well, and also live streaming is a different ballgame. Well, I don't know a whole lot.
You have to think like I would expect that there were less people using Netflix's services than before, than a normal night.
Okay.
Because, and this is my reasoning, is because if Ryan and I are at home on a normal night, I might have Netflix open and she might have Netflix open.
Sure.
Last night, we were only watching one Netflix stream. There are other people who had a little bit of a watch party. Multiple people coming over and watching the show. Or watching the fight. And so I think that as a total overarching number, their viewership numbers on the platform didn't change. I don't think they did anything different.
Some positive, some negative, but averages out the same. That's interesting. Yeah. Whether or not that's a factor, the live stream is definitely just like a different ball game.
Yeah.
Because it's not just your server capacity.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what their deal was, but you can look online and everyone's
complaining about the video stuttering and
I actually there's a meme I wanted to share with you actually about it. Like everyone was just
bagging on. Get it together, Netflix.
Yeah, it was so bad. It was so bad. I have it right here.
The memes. Netflix frozen.
Yeah,
that is pretty good.
And yeah, so we watched the final fight in French from a Netflix streamer Twitch streamer
who hadn't got struck yet.
Yep.
Wow.
And then he actually got struck after the fight was over.
After the fight, yeah, Twitch, all the Twitch employees were busy, watching the fight at that point.
I don't know. And so then we pulled it up on my phone, and enough people had probably dropped off after watching the fight that we were able to watch the little post interview and stuff like that.
Crazy.
So Netflix sucked at it. So if they're going to continue doing this thing, delving into sports, which I'm actually a little bit of a fan of that Netflix and Amazon are doing sports now.
Get people off cable.
Even more, right? I mean, you already don't need cable to watch all the ESPN stuff because ESPN is owned by Disney.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. So it is on Disney Plus.
With Disney Plus.
But yeah, I guess that's fair.
It's not on Disney Plus. It's bundled with Disney Plus if you want. And so it's ESPN Plus, or something like that.
And that gets you almost everything, because I know MLB has their own one. I thought.
Yeah, I think there's other MLB. Each team can make their own contract.
Oh dang! Okay.
For like a TV station, I think.
But regardless,
I think I don't know.
People are paying too many subscriptions. So yeah, I guess I am generally a fan of your one-stop shop for all your entertainment. If it's just Netflix,
and, like I pay for the cheap tier on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
So it's $6 or $7 a month.
So it's got the ads now, right?
Yeah, but honestly, they're not. Like, you know how on TV, it's like a YouTube ad.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay.
Yeah, all right, 15, 30 seconds.
Yeah. And like
the Amazon ones I hate, because if you are like trying to jump around on an episode, or you're coming back to an episode, or the episode sits too long on your computer, like you paused it for like 2 hours and then you come back, it'll play another ad every time. So annoying.
I haven't watched a show on Amazon in a while then.
If you're like, oh, what movie, where was I at in this movie, and you're skipping around and you accidentally go over one of the ad spots, it'll play the 4 ads for like a minute and a half, and you're like,
jeez,
you gotta wait for it, and you're like, no, I wasn't at this spot. So then you rewind again before it, and then it hits it again, and dude, come on, I don't need 4 more ads.
Yeah, that's kind of rough.
That bothers me.
I haven't found that with Netflix.
Yeah, I haven't. To be fair, I use my in-laws Netflix, and I think they pay for the higher tier. I haven't seen any ads on that. So
Netflix needs to get their crap together if they're going to keep if they're going to keep streaming sports. Okay, fine,
good.
It was supposedly the most watched fight ever. Netflix doesn't release their viewership numbers like other places do. So, but I mean, it wasn't 1 million people, because servers don't crash for 1 million people on a behemoth like Netflix.
Yeah,
you know.
Mike Tyson came out of retirement. That surely is a big deal.
They're saying that over 30 million people watched it. Some people say, oh, it was only 4 million people. Some people say, oh, it was 75 million people. So it's like most people, the consensus is around 25 million to 30 million people.
Sure.
So